Hello dear students, how are you all? Okay, all of you read our story? All of you read it. And do you remember what we are discussing in our last class? Where we stopped our last class? Yeah, the little birdies. Yeah, what we are discussing there? Yeah, one day Ivan going to the forest for to collect firewood. When he reached the forest, there started a heavy rain. A heavy rain. At this time, Ivan want to take a shelter, so that he go near or go under a big tree, and he stand there. At this time, he saw a small nest from the branch of a tree. From the nest, having 4 little birds. By seeing them, Ivan get very pity to them, so that he climbed the tree and covered the little birds with his clothes, and he gave protection for the birds from that rain. After the rain is over, the mother bird came back to the tree. Yeah, we stop the story at here. Okay, what will happen is the mother bird said something to Ivan. Oh, it will attack Ivan. What will happen? Okay, all of you take page number 63. Okay, there you can see a picture. What did you see there? What you can see in the picture? Okay, what you can see? What Ivan do there? What Ivan is doing there? Yeah, Ivan is sitting in the branches of a tree and talking to the bird. And what the bird is doing? What the bird is doing? Yeah, the bird also sitting in another tree and sitting in a branches and talking to Ivan. What maybe they are talking? Is Ivan to understand the language of birds? What they are talking? Okay, let's read the story. The teaching bird. The teaching bird. The bird teaching something to Ivan. Thank you, Ivan. You protected my little children from cold and rain, and I wish to do something for you. Tell me what I can do for you. Yeah, when the mother bird came to the nest, the mother bird saw Ivan is covered, protected her babies from the rain. By seeing this, the mother bird get very happy, so that she thanked Ivan and said that, thank you, Ivan. You protected my little children from the cold and rain. Yeah, you protected my little birds from the heavy rain and the cold. I wish to do something for you, so I like to do something for you. You ask, what help? What I do for you? Tell me what I can do for you. Yeah, നിനക്ക് ഞാൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു സഹായം ചെയ്യാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. പറ, നിനക്ക് എന്ത് ഹെൽപ്പാണ് ഞാൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് ചോദിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. Ivan was surprised to see a talking bird. Yeah, when he heard the sounds of the mother bird, he get very surprised. It is a talking bird. The bird can talk with me. How it has happened? When he heard the sounds, the talking of the mother bird, he get very surprised. കാരണം എന്താണ്, ഈ മദർ ബേർഡ് അവനോട് സംസാരിക്കുകയാണ്. അത് കേട്ടപ്പോൾ അവന് ഭയങ്കര സർപ്രൈസ്ഡ് ആയിപ്പോയി. Ivan answered, you know our language? Will you teach me your language? The language of birds? Yeah, you know our language, mother bird. You know our language. You know the people's language. Can you please teach me your language, mother bird? You will help me to teach your language. And the language of birds, mother bird, I want to understand the language of birds. You may please teach me your language. The Ivan asked the mother bird. Stay with me for some days and you shall know it as we do. Ivan remained in the forest for a few days. Yeah, when Ivan asked the mother bird about to teach their language. By hearing this, mother bird said to Ivan that Ivan, you stay with me a few days. You can understand or I will teach you our language. Stay with me for some days and you shall know it as we do. Okay. കുറച്ച് ദിവസം ഞങ്ങളെ കൂടെ നിന്നാൽ നിനക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം, ഞങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നതും ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്നതൊക്കെ നിനക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഇവാൻ റിമൈൻ ഇൻ ദി ഫോറസ്റ്റ് ഫോർ എ ഫ്യൂ ഡേയ്സ്. ബൈ ഹിയറിംഗ് ദിസ് ഇവാൻ എഗ്രീഡ് ദ മദർ ബേർഡ്സ് saying, what the mother bird say? Ivan, you stay with me a few days. Then you know the language of the birds and what we are do. You understand what we do and what we talk. So you may please stay with us. Yeah, when hearing this, Ivan agreed to the mother bird and he stayed there for few days. He lived. Remain means he lived in the forest for a few days. For what purpose Ivan stay there? Yeah, for to understand or for to learn the language of the birds. He learned the language of birds from the mother bird. Ivan returned home happily. Yeah, after few days, Ivan learned, Ivan understand the language of birds from the mother bird. Yeah, the mother bird teach the language of birds to Ivan and Ivan returned. Ivan came back to home very happily. What's the reason for his happiness? Yeah, now Ivan know the language of birds. He know the language of the birds. That's why Ivan very happy. Okay, I'll read the part once more. Okay. Thank you, Ivan. You protected my little children from cold and rain, and I wish to do something for you. Tell me what I can do for you. Ivan was surprised to see a talking bird. Ivan answered, you know our language. Will you teach me your language? The language of birds? Stay with me for some days, and you shall know it as we do. Ivan remained in the forest for a few days. He learned the language of birds from the mother bird. Ivan returned home happily. Okay, from this part, I am asking some questions to you. Can you just try to answer for the question? Okay, why did Ivan get surprised? Why did Ivan get surprised? What's the reason for the surprising of Ivan? Yeah, Ivan surprised by hearing, by seeing the talking bird. That's why Ivan surprised. What did he ask to the mother bird? What did Ivan ask to the mother bird? Yeah, Ivan asked the mother bird to teach him the language of birds. Ivan asked the mother bird to teach him the language of birds. And will the mother bird agree to Ivan's question? Yeah, when Ivan asked the mother bird, can you please teach me the language of birds? Is the mother bird agree for that? Yes, the mother bird agree to the question for the wish of the Ivan. Okay, why did the mother bird ask Ivan to stay with her few days? For what purpose? For what purpose the mother bird asked Ivan to stay a few days with them? Yeah, the mother bird said Ivan to stay with few days to learn the language of the birds. Have you got the idea? Okay. Okay, then Ivan understood or Ivan learned the language of birds. Ivan understood the language of birds when the mother bird teaching. Yes, Ivan understood all the language of the birds and he learned everything from the mother bird. Will he return back home? Will he return home? Is he happy? Is Ivan happy? Yes, he is very happy. Now he know the language of the birds. Okay, there have two questions in your textbook. How many language do you know? How many language do you know? There are so many languages are there. Which are the languages you know? Yeah, especially we know the language of Malayalam. And what is the other language we know? Yeah, we know the language of English. And some of you know the language of Hindi and Arabic also. Okay, you write it in your notebook. And do you speak with your pets? How? Okay, in your home, you have some pets like birds or animals. Can you speak with them? How did you speak with them? Okay, if your home having parrots, you can see the parrots are talking with us. They talking with us in our own languages. Okay, വീട്ടിൽ തത്തയൊക്കെയുള്ള വീട്ടിലറിയാം തത്ത എന്ത് ചെയ്യും നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന പോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മളോടും സംസാരിക്കും. ഓക്കെ, ആ രീതിയിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ വീട്ടിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും പെറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടോ നിങ്ങളോട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്? നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് അവരോട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത് എന്നാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. ഡു യു സ്പീക്ക് വിത്ത് യുവർ പെറ്റ്സ്? ഹൗ ഡു യു സ്പീക്ക് വിത്ത് യുവർ പെറ്റ്സ്? ഹൗ? ഓക്കെ, യു റൈറ്റ് answer for these two questions, and you also change the paragraph into a conversation model. Okay, here we discuss the conversation between Ivan and the mother bird, but here it write as a descriptive model. You change the sentences into a conversation. Like first you start mother bird. Thank you, Ivan. You protected my little children from cold and rain, and I wish to do something for you. Tell me what I can do for you. That is mother bird. Then you write Ivan. Mother bird, Ivan. Like that way you write. You change the descriptive, this paragraph into a conversation model. Okay. Now all of you take the next page. Page number 64. Okay, look at the picture. What did you see in that picture? What did you see in that picture? Who is there? Yeah, Ivan is there. Where he now? Where Ivan now? He is from forest? No, now he is in his home, in his room. Okay, what is the time? Which time is that? Is this morning or night? Which time is the? Yeah, it's night. Who with him? Who stand? Who near to him? Yeah, the bird. Is this nightingale or the mother bird? What did you think? Okay, let's read the secret. The secret, some secrets are there. That night, Ivan was listening to the song of the nightingale. Now he could understand its meaning. Ivan spoke to the bird in its language. Yeah, when Ivan back to his home, okay, very happily because what's the reason? Yeah, now Ivan know the language of birds. Okay, in first part we discussed that Ivan have a wish to learn, to understand the language of birds. Now he is very happy because he know the language of birds. Okay, when after he returned his home at that night, Ivan was listening to the song of the nightingale. Yeah, every night he heard the song of the nightingale from his room. In that night, he also heard the song of the nightingale. Now he could understand its meaning. Yeah, at this time, Ivan understand the meaning of the nightingale's song because the mother bird teach him the language of birds. Ivan spoke to the bird in its language. Yeah, when nightingales sing like every day, like that way, Ivan also spoke to nightingale in their own way. Okay, how did you learn our language? Flying towards him, the nightingale asked. When Ivan spoke to the nightingale became very excited and it flew near to him and asked Ivan, why did you learn? How did you learn our language? എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഭാഷ പഠിച്ചത് എന്ന് നൈറ്റിംഗേൽ അവനോട് ചോദിച്ചു. Ivan told the whole story to the nightingale. Yeah, at this time, Ivan said everything to the nightingale. What maybe Ivan said? Yeah, Ivan said about his master. Who is his master? Yeah, he was a merchant and he was a rich merchant. And he was very cruel and his hard works and his forest. One day he go to the forest, there he met the little birdies and the rain and the mother bird, everything. Ivan said to the nightingale, I have a secret to tell you, the bird said. Yeah, at this time the bird said to Ivan a secret. I want to say you a small secrets to you, the bird said. What is it? Ivan asked. What secret you want to ask me? Okay, what secret you want to say to me? നിനക്ക് എന്ത് രഹസ്യമാണ് എന്നോട് പറയാനുള്ളത്? ഇവാന് ആ ഒരു നൈറ്റിംഗേലിനോട് ചോദിച്ചു. The bird whispered the secret in Ivan's ears. Yeah, at this time the bird came near to Ivan and said the secrets in a small voice into Ivan's ears. Yeah, the birds came near to Ivan and said the secrets to Ivan's in a small voice. Whispered means in a small voice. It said everything to Ivan's ears. Ivan, the merchant, called him. The nightingale flew away. Yeah, when Ivan and the nightingale are sitting near the window, the nightingale said the secrets to Ivan. At this time, the merchant called Ivan from the outside. Ivan, the merchant asked Ivan. When the nightingale heard his master's voice, it flew away from there. Okay, it flew away from there. It flew back to the darkness. Okay, here what Ivan said to the nightingale? The full story of Ivan said to the nightingale. Like that way, a secret the nightingale said to Ivan. What may be the secret the nightingale said to Ivan? You know what is the secret? Okay, let's find it in our next class. Okay, you have two activities. First is you must change the paragraph in 63, the teaching bird. You change the paragraph into a conversation model, and here an answer for the two questions. How many languages do you know? Do you speak with your pets? Then how? These are the three questions and you answer for the works. Okay, let's wind up today's class. Okay, thank you.